This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. Ooh.
Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Link Up Podcast with your host, Mr. King, Kana Woods here in the building.
Yo.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is episode 52.
Yes.
And this is the three of us here chilling in the studio, you know.
But,
back to one of those no guests this week.
But I mean, we had two back to back, so it's okay.
Yeah, man, time for a little variation. Get back on track with whatever it was the last things that was popping in the media and the news and all of those good stuff lately.
But why you want to get too fast? Cause I kind of want to laugh. I want to laugh a little bit. So they seem to have a protest, right, in St.Maarten.
This is the first thing you think is comical?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not necessarily the protest, but they had a how to say? They had a part in the protest when it was outside of somebody building. I can't remember which building it was.
Yeah, I know either.
And it was a whole bunch. It was a whole bunch of older folks.
Mm-hmm.
And I make that specification, or I point out that because you would think that they would know better. So they attempted. I saw the clip when it was outside the building. Like I said, I don't remember which one it was. And they attempted to sing the St.Maarten song.
Pause.
Yeah, we don't have an anthem.
What? Okay.
Yeah, no. Technically, St.Maarten don't have an anthem. So there's a St.Maarten song.
But what is then the St.Maarten anthem?
There is none.
Is it then the anthem that's used in the whole...
Hey.
Antilles?
No.
I'm confused. We have to talk about this later.
No, Aruba have an anthem?
Yep.
Oh no, St.Maarten don't have an anthem. But yeah.
Pause.
So they was attempting to sing the St.Maarten song, right? And again, this being older folks, you would think that they actually know what they're supposed to be saying.
One would hope.
Nobody got past the first verse, though. And I was there dying because everybody was like, okay, I hope there is. I mean, some of them had sound like that, but everybody was legit mumbling. I just found that hilarious. Like, you going to go and be all riled up and all like all upset about protesting something. At least get the song right if you're gonna do it, no?
Is the song a soca song?
No.
It would be even glorious if it was.
Is the Aruban anthem a soca song?
No, but Aruba is not known for soca.
St.Maarten ain't really known for soca.
I mean, more than Aruba.
So what you would say Aruba known for? What was their local musical tradition?
They spraying white women.
Wow.
It only happened once.
You can take that? You can stand up for your country and represent?
I mean, it only happened once. And every country has a dark shade.
Yeah, but I mean, at least St.Maarten ain't known for the spraying white people.
I mean,
not yet.
I'm sure there probably was some that disappeared
white
somewhere.
people coming to your place. That's bound to happen eventually.
Yeah. But yeah, so I had just found it hilarious. So now, what they actually was protesting about, I don't necessarily say I could agree with.
Why you say that?
But okay,
in your opinion, what are they protesting?
Okay, yeah, that's you see that I was just about to clarify that. From what I understand, and anybody could correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, they protesting about the Dutch government interfering in like the unlawful justice system. I believe, I think that's what it's supposed to be. That the justice system not allowing the leaders to lead and interfering with the politics and or too much or being unfair and all that kind of stuff.
That's partially it.
Okay, so you can fill in the rest then, because
the other another main point from what I heard, because earlier to this I was listening to the interview with Super, and I wanted to listen to that, man. Yeah, chance yet. It was with Super and Rhoda and Miss Arundel.
Oh, Lord man. I can't miss Arundel, yes.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you grow up with people.
Yeah.
You don't know like all your life. You just know them as that. Before there was a doctor, a PhD, before there was a PhD and all that.
Yes, but we have to give our people that they do just respect.
I feel you, but yeah, the other point that she was making is that it's not just, looking at the unfairness in the justice system, but clarifying certain things and also making it so that certain laws or whatever would reflect the culture and fit more culturally in St. Maarten. Is like, you can't just blindly, take everything from the way like the laws were set up for Holland and things like that and apply all the same laws and things like an example of that would be like the tint laws, for example.
That makes sense.
Even though, to my knowledge, there's still no like official law. There is no official law against tint. Is this weird like
unspoken
space. Yeah, they say they enforce it, but there's no official thing where you can look and check, and even the meterings or whatever for them to check how dark tint is and stuff like that. Supposedly they don't have all of those, or it's not, they don't have enough or something like that. There's a bunch of issues with that tint stuff, but that's basically like what is a big part of what is about NES, is just what you say in the beginning as well. Not necessarily tying it to a specific case, but just letting the leaders lead, let them not having Dutch rule interfere or anybody necessarily interfere with.
Okay, then let me recant my statement. I agree with the basis, with the general standpoint, but I think everybody specifically get riled up because of one specific politician, and I don't know.
That's part of why it came up, because from what she was saying as well, is like there needs to be some clarity and stuff regarding if somebody is investigated, how is these things going to be done, like how are they really going to be carried out, and just having a little more transparency in how all of these things work, and if it's like not making it seem like I doing a terrible job of quoting all of what you're saying, because it was the interview, it was kind of, it got heated at certain moments, and it was like a little,
I gotta watch it. I mean, I gotta listen to that.
It wasn't like no cussing nobody off, but there was definitely some
emotion.
over talking and stuff like that, like let me finish, and while Super trying to ask a question, or like they just,
it was Miss Arundel and who?
Some other older guy, I don't remember his name.
Friday or Mr. Friday, I believe so.
I think so.
Yeah, I see a lot of people was posting about that interview, and from what if what they post is true, that they make no liquor sense.
My from how when it made me want to interview Rhoda.
Yeah, as in like
I just want to get more to. I would like to pick her brain on certain things and get more clarification on her standpoints and how she views certain things. Like, I think it would just be an interesting conversation. But
I mean, I don't disagree with you on that one, but I don't know. But I just feel that people only making all this they making this big chalala about it because it's just Tio. If I believe if it wasn't Tio being prosecuted, it wouldn't be this big of a something.
What did Tio do?
What didn't he
Why
do?
you turn your mic around?
Did I?
Yeah. Speaking into the back of the mic.
Okay, I'm back.
No.
What did Tio do? Or what didn't he do? What is he being accused of?
Yeah,
The
so
thing is, he's being tried for bribery and
but this is like 3 years ago now.
and all of that's part of what it is like how long are they expected for certain, are we supposed to expect investigations to go on that you could just picked up, and is like, what is the evidence that warrants him being picked up and locked up and stuff on these things that been alleged or whatever from 2-3 years ago or however long ago it was.
How long has Tio been in politics?
Bye. I don't got an answer. How old am I?
Maybe
But
that's why
at least 20 years, at least 2 decades.
That explains why the investigation is that long. If the man's been in politics for so long,
Yeah, I guess they got to
then you don't
go
know
back.
how deep. Yeah, you don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes. So it could be that. And if this man is legit locked up, then Tio knows why he's locked up. You can't get locked up without hearing why you're locked up.
Yeah,
So I don't understand. Like what I'm trying to understand right now is what is the public fighting for? Has Tio said anything that he's innocent, or has he
No, I don't. According to my knowledge, I don't think he come out and say anything publicly yet about this specific case, at least.
That says a lot.
Or not necessarily. It could just be his lawyers.
That also says a lot.
Advise him not to because it might detriment his case in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but usually when you're playing that type of defensive, then there's reason.
I'm not going to give my personal opinion on that matter, but with that being said, I just find that politicians should just stop doing shit. If you wasn't doing shady shit, there would be no reason for investigation.
To my knowledge, what the one now in particular is about is bribery in regards to like vote buying type of thing, and like that kind of.
And I am sorry. We all know that goes on.
But that's illegal.
The difficult thing with it, like what he was mentioning in the interview, was like what specifically would be defined as vote buying. Because a point that they was making is like when you look at how politics might operate in larger countries, it does to a certain degree operate in a similar manner on St.Maarten, but it's different because it's small. Everybody knows each other. So when you talking about like what you do for the people type of thing, the example that I'd give is like, for example, let's say you are my neighbor or whatever, you also happen to be a politician, I'm in a bad situation, I tell you about it, you decide you can loan me some money or whatever to pay the bill or whatever it might be, and then just give me the money, whatever, and let's say just based on that, you develop a certain loyalty towards this person because you always remember that when you needed something, they help you out. And because of that, you become maybe a loyal supporter for that party. Is that vote buying because maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago, at some point, this person helped you out and thing?
No,
and that's like some of the examples they give, where it's like on a small island is a little different. How that's like you doing a favor for somebody technically, but because of that favor is like the returning your favor with I'm gonna vote for you, I'm gonna support your party and thing. And
I think that's
would the
hard
cutoff
to, like,
point be?
Yeah, but I think that's even hard to like even. How would they even look at that? Like
that's what I was saying is like defining the vote buying.
But I don't think they could even see like if you're loaning money to like your neighbor, that's not going off of like any bank records. Like you taking money off of your ATM, like you took maybe 1,000 or 2,000 and you gave it to your neighbor. How are they even going to even be able to see that transaction happening? You know,
I mean, it
has to be like if it's anything, it would have to be like by company basis, like in that type of way, you know, or
I don't know,
like advertisements, like you
and
know,
that's why even if let's say something like that was going on, because I mean I don't have any facts. There's assumptions and things that we all think about how certain things is done on St.Maarten or whatever, but I don't have any proof to say for sure, okay, this is how it went down, this is how he does be operating or whatever, anything like that. I can't say none of that, but I forget the point I was making.
I don't know. With that whole, I find it's a little bit easier than how are you describing it, because to me, a easy way to do it is time frame. Like for instance, if let's give example, election time is June. If from May, let's say from May, if from May to June, you all of a sudden start doing a whole bunch of favors for people and not doing it throughout the year, yeah, that's vote buying. I'm sorry. To me that would be a clear distinction. It's throughout the whole year, you not that charitable, but as soon as election time come around, you start doing extra favors and giving them money and stuff like that.
But then it still comes into what Woods was talking about. How is you gonna prove it? Because that was a big thing. It's like that's the main thing when it comes to you charging somebody with something. You gotta be able to prove that they is guilty of what it is you alleging.
Maybe what would you say?
Especially on St.Maarten, everything's still cash in, as much pin up here way. They're always leaving a bank record and a digital tray or something. That may be messages, but if it's my neighbor dude live down the road, why would I be having these conversations on WhatsApp when I could see this person in person?
That's true.
Because people
maybe you don't even think. Maybe don't even think that far.
Those may be potential places where you could track some kind of at least communication to see like, okay, yeah, this is what's going on. But
yeah, no, I see what you mean. But
if homie is indeed guilty of this, I think he may be a little smarter and know how to do things a little more discreetly.
Oh,
than
no,
even
nah.
Maybe it's
I'd like
also
to think
because
so.
he's been so long in it and there's never been
But
any
trust me,
investigation. Like
if there's
sometimes it's just when you're doing something for so long and you've never been addressed, or nothing has ever been like nothing ever came of it, and then now all of a sudden you're getting investigated, then like there's certain points it just becomes like second nature.
Like that's the one thing though. Account to me, he's been on the investigation.
I was just gonna say this.
for other things.
This is not the first time this man has been being
But
investigated.
it's like part of what they're saying is if he's been on the investigation before and they ain't find nothing.
But were they investigating the
Or
same
maybe
thing?
they may.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
they
can't tell you
find
that for
nothing
sure.
concrete to actually lock him up. But maybe they just hold. Maybe everything is just circumstantial.
Or they were just building everything up and
Maybe
then
that-
making a
maybe
case,
that too.
and then when they were like, okay, we have enough, and then they just dropped everything.
Because supposedly, he was also linked in that whole. What are they? Some big case, you know.
Okay, but the question,
I ain't
if-
gonna say nothing I don't know about.
If the case is that yes, indeed, vote buying or whatever has been occurring, but there is no proof, what do you feel should happen?
If there's no
Did,
proof,
like,
you should
there's
just
no-
let
But
it go.
no, I mean, if there's no, I mean, if we talking actually
Just
about the law
assumptions
system,
and this one's
yeah, no, we actually
he
talking.
say, she said this one say he do this one say they do that, and
we
there's
actually
no
talking
proof.
about
If
the
there's no
law
proof,
system. If there's no proof, you can't do nothing.
But at the same time, witnesses are proof.
Yeah, but you
Because
see,
if you have here's the sketch, the yeah,
that's a slippery slope.
the slippery slope. Because if you have like 6, 7, 8 people saying the same thing, there's
Then
a
there's
pattern.
there's a high probability it could be true, or there's a high probability that all those 6, 7 people.
Law states then like if you have eyewitnesses, that can be used as proof.
Depends on what it is, because
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Bill Cosby's situation, I know it was a slightly different because a lot of them is past statute of limitations, but all of those people coming out serve no purpose because there was only like one person that was still within reason that they could actually use the testimony and bring this for the Andrea Constant woman or whatever. That was like the only case that he was actually being charged for. Also the supposed 50, 60, however much women it was that came forward and thing. It's like all of those is just things to help paint him in a certain way so that would make it more likely to get a conviction, make them more make the judge maybe want to overturn or re-examine a certain case. Because according to me, the Andrew Constant one was already closed and it was settled or something like that. And then they took a second look at it after
All the other
the Hannibal
allegations.
Buress joke, and then after that, all the allegations started coming on. Then it was like, maybe something was going on.
I don't know, because what will also make it a little funny is you had seen the article about the Haitian community.
Mm.
In St.Maarten?
I okay, so the Haitian community supposedly put something in the paper about
Basically, summarizing, they feel it's a witch hunt.
yeah, they feel it's a witch hunt on Tio and this and this and that. And
Is
so,
Theo Haitian?
No, Tio's a. What is Tio?
Tio
A
is
very light skinned person that I'm sure probably got white people mixed somewhere in his family, but I don't know
Tio
exactly what he is.
But I would call Tio a St.Maarten.
Hey, look up.
Yeah, he's just a St.Maarten.
Okay.
Like,
No, I was just trying to.
apart from that, I don't know
I
him
was
by
just trying to make a
background.
connection
Yeah.
with the Asian.
I mean, that would be the
I
same
mean,
thing.
I know the thing with the Watties, and I don't know. He a St.Maarten. I consider Tio St.Maarten.
I mean,
you don't get most St.Maarten,
people that live in St.Maarten are St.Maarten.
and that could be
I mean,
debated.
if you're born there,
What is a semana? That's a whole nother
that's a
discussion for
whole,
later.
Okay.
That's a
I'm not gonna
whole
open that
nother
rabbit
subject.
hole right now.
But yeah, no. But then why I say that is because to me that's a little bit fishy. So you telling me like the Haitian community coming out and then and backing you in that kind of aspect. To me that kind of look like, okay, if they trying to back up their how does
Person who does favors for them.
yes, that exactly. So it's like, on my end, to me that make it look a little bit more shady because like by they kind of fearing for themselves because they know if Tio go a whole bunch of things for them might change.
but you know the thing is like, what politician does not do this though?
The ones that don't make it far.
But that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, the thing is, how brazen did he do this? You know, like if it's really like like, he can't hide from it, then he's screwed.
That's
No,
the main thing.
no,
I
he-
personally have no proof. I ain't never seen nothing. I ain't never get nothing. So for me personally, I could.
Look,
Yeah,
I
but
know
that's why-
there's lots of stuff I've heard and stuff like that. Supposedly he do this. I can't even say with him specifically, but just with different politicians and St.Maarten in general is like when election time come, if you need a fridge, you need this or whatever, you holler at this politician, you might get
But you
fridge.
see-
These are like the hearsay and thing supposedly of how things go. But to say I saw, I witnessed, or I got anything, I have no, I can't say that.
yeah, I've not necessarily with Tio, but I've heard of stories too, like politicians legit coming in people's yard with like, on the block, be like, yeah, fellas, if I come vote for me and show me proof and give you this and this and this amount of money, and then never showing up. But I don't know with that. Yeah, you got mad Silvex from last election. But no, I don't. But let me put it this way: Tio has been, according to me, Tio has been under investigation since I was like 10. So if he is guilty, and they find nothing by now, they should just stop.
But what was the other Like, you have to like keep everything separate. Like, not every investigation is the same thing.
Yeah, but
this one is been going on for 3 years.
Once you think once you do a criminal investigation, like once you being investigated in that way
Who's doing the criminal investigation?
by the Dutch, according to at one point, I was told Interpol was involved in one investigations. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's true or not. But yeah, so it's like
Every investigation was done by the Dutch.
yeah, most of them, yeah. And that on the flip side, they're saying that's why it could be a witch hunt, because the Dutch want to get rid of the leaders that speaking out against them and this and this and
there was
that.
this whole, I don't remember where it was, I saw it on Facebook, but it was this whole long article or Facebook post that I saw from somebody who was basically looking at throughout the years, and they list names of all the people, like all the St.Maarteners that was in position, from those who's running the harbor to the airport. It's like everybody at some point falls under investigation and is just like mysteriously, or not always so mysteriously, removed from position, but numerous politicians and all of that is why
Yes.
you feel like it's just when gonna be your turn. It's like anybody could get it. It seemed like, cause it's just they're trying to remove any of the true local people, you could say,
I don't
from
know.
any positions of power.
Is a funny situation, I find, because on one end I really want to be like, yo, screw them. Like, if the man shouldn't do nothing to get caught up in this situation, especially on more than one occasion. But at the other end is true, if we do let the Dutch or whoever continuously interfere with not only the politics but like the culture on the island and all that kind of things, then we're never really going to evolve as a country or as a people.
This reminds me of something similar that happened in Aruba, and I remember I had a stance of like if you want to have that, then you have to be completely autonomous. Then you have to take the Surinamese route.
Yeah, St.Maarten ain't ready for that. No.
And all of that is why that article that I don't remember all the details about is so important. Like because yes, indeed, I agree with you wholeheartedly. St.Maarten is not ready for that, but I feel like it could be possible if there was more unity within the islands. All the small islands and stuff like that are in a similar situation, that have that like a mainland country that were a colonized country more or less. There's a lot of similarities between the struggles and things that they go through and how they develop, and different things that do kind of plague small countries, because they're just always going to have certain issues that larger countries don't have, because there's more money, more resources, more people. Like,
I think we talked about that before on this podcast, about that whole if St.Maarten can do it, especially with regard to like the other islands. I don't think that's gonna happen either. So, but that's just me personally. 'Cause I don't see this whole, like, based on how we going, I don't see the islands cooperating on that kind of level to actually sustain ourselves. So is
Pessimism.
why yeah straight up, because no it's thing, dog. You can say it's pessimism, but I looking back at history, like we have not been doing well with each other. So based on that, unless new leaders really come in and do start to like talk and cooperate and stuff like that, it's not gonna change.
I agree with you partially, but my main thing is like, in our current system, it'll just be like a repeat of, for example, what happened in the Irma situation. To me, that to me, it'll never be a fair negotiation ever. If you're negotiating between St. Maarten and Holland, based on the simple fact that we got the money, y'all don't, type of things, it'll never be a fair negotiation. The fact that we own y'all country technically and stuff, it'll never be a fair negotiation. And that's why it'll forever be like, okay, agree to everything we say, and then you get the money type of thing. Holding you hostage, basically. Like extorting you, I mean.
Yeah,
and that's why I feel like at least negotiating amongst the islands that in a similar situation, similar population size, probably similar GDP in terms of like resources, money, all of them type of things. There might be some differences, of course, but
I mean, I see the logic in it, but the actual practicality of it, I think we decades away from that.
You know what the thing with that is? Because like, look, every country is. And this is the mentality that usually causes the problem in the first place. Every country looks out for themselves. So how can they win? That's basically like, how are we winning from this deal? And the problem that's going to arise is, okay, so we're all going to work together, but okay, how are we going to? What is it? What's in it for me?
Yeah, you're right.
And that's
that's just a period of negotiations. It's just a matter of, so you gotta, at some point they gotta be like, okay, this is what, make inventory of all the islands. What is your strengths? What is your weaknesses? What can one help out? And they're not all gonna be exactly the same as the strengths and weaknesses and thing. And that's where the partnerships and things start. Whatever you lacking, if that's one of my strengths, we'll provide that. Some of the smaller ones,
suppose everybody lacking the same thing.
That's most likely the case in the Caribbean islands,
which is mainly money and resources.
The way you get money and resources, the way you generate money and resources, and I feel like there's lots of ways to do things, depending on what parameter. What do you want to start with? How long do you want this conversation to go on?
I understand, but let's not go there right now. I feel
because is okay. Again, like I say, I see the basis of what you're saying, but unless we get new leaders on all the islands, I wouldn't say
that simply because I'm nowhere near as familiar with leaders on any other island except St. Maarten.
But
I have no idea who's in government in.
I don't know that, because I hardly know who in government at St. Maarten.
Yeah, but our situation different. I mean, you can't keep up after a while. If every year it switch, I mean,
it's not like you can't keep up. It's just like you lose interest because in the next couple of months there'll be somebody new there again.
Yeah, so it's like, why even learn who these people be? I understand, but I'd like to believe that all the other islands in the Caribbean
have possibility
following our pattern.
I would hope not. I think the closest island maybe will be Curacao, but I think even they is a lot more stable than us. But I don't know that the whole okay. Like I said before, I understand the thing for the protest and all that, but if politicians wasn't doing shady shit, well, I mean, they wouldn't be in these kind of situations. And not condemning or saying that anybody guilty or nothing like that, but shady don't mean that you're doing anything right. It just seem a little bit sketchy.
Like, the only reason why I don't want to believe that, because listen, I do get what you're saying, and generally speaking, you would like to think that if you don't commit no crime, if you don't do nothing illegal, you should be safe. There should be no issues.
Yeah, and we all know that's not really the case in most.
It's like in lots of places, like there's lots of crimes. There's lots of things that can be considered a crime. If depending on how much of a thin microscope anybody's under, I feel like you can catch somebody of a crime and charge them with something. From everybody in this room, if somebody was looking hard enough and wanted to get you with something, they could get you with something.
Stay out my file.
Similarly, yes, I'm guaranteeing you broke some. Sean, I don't know what it is, Sean, but you broke some law.
I can like legit just name like two that's like very small you ain't thinking of, but trust me, you do.
Huh?
Yes.
Listen,
Okay.
I mean, we don't need to
No.
we don't need to go confessing all our crimes and nothing
No,
like that.
Don't confess.
But I'm
one
just
thing,
trying
you
to
know.
say, like,
But it was petty things, man.
and that's all they
If
need to get you a
want- yeah,
criminal
if they
record and
want
say that
you,
now you're a criminal. And
That is
it's
true.
like, well, if you did this, why not did you do, like, why is it so hard to believe all the other shit that we say you did potentially?
That's
like
Okay.
all of the, I mean, it's something, this might make it seem like you're trying to make it a racial thing or whatever, but all of the leaders of the black civil rights struggles was charged, almost all of them was charged with some kind of
Terrorism.
crime.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela was locked up for how many years? 20 years or something like that before he got out and thing. What was his crime? They got Marcus Garvey on mail fraud or some ridiculous nonsense like that.
That's why we have to look at the evidence. That would be the ideal situation. Look at the evidence and then make a conclusion from that if that ever comes out.
I guess
Because to see the charges and then see the evidence and like if it's only like if they try and lock this man up just because of finance I forgot
Vote buying.
vote buying. Yeah. I was yeah,
It's last.
what are you thinking of today, man?
but if it's only that, then you're allowed now. If it's only that, then yeah, it's kind of sketchy. But if it's like legit, if they have like a really thorough long list and it's not just that, but it's a bunch of other stuff that we don't even know about.
I think is that one, especially when
Or they could just be trying to charge him with everything
But you see,
and hoping
true.
that they could prove
That's
one.
the thing. You never really know. It's either like
You
he
have to-
really could be doing everything that he's saying, or he really like innocent and they just fucking him up.
But the thing is, it's also the way he react. Like, I think the point that will like really find out, okay, this is like real shit, is when he talks.
But generally speaking,
He don't talk a lot.
unless you're a rapper, it's never advised to be discussing and
No,
making
I
statements
mean, no,
while you're
it's-
under
it- no,
investigation,
it's
while
not-
legal proceedings going on.
No, I don't mean
Rappers
when
the
he-
only people do that nonsense.
I don't mean a press conference. I
That's
mean like
nonsense.
in like it's legit in the during the whole court proceedings and things when he's on stand.
Testimony,
yeah.
yeah.
all that.
Like when he has to like you
But you see-
like it's not always you don't always see the truth, but I mean if he just comes up and he just starts confessing and hoping that because he's confessing he gets a lighter sentence or something like that, then you know, okay, this man
Nah,
he's been doing some stuff
I
and he's,
highly doubt that would be the case.
but yeah, it depends on how severe the
And but it depends
yeah.
on the person too. Because you see, the thing is, on St.Maarten, I really feel that Theo can't be touched.
I mean, he's being touched right now.
No, he might be, you know, he might be attempted, but they ain't touch him yet.
Isn't he locked
They
up right
bench,
now?
yo, but no.
Oh, I thought he was locked up.
No. That's what they say, yo, they've been trying to go after this man. Like, they've been after him. Like, the Dutch got hard on for this man.
But according to me, they did take him into custody. Like, they did take him into custody, and like that was one of the main developments. Cause like,
Oh, they did, yeah.
yeah, I believe so. Like, I don't want to say 100%.
That had to be
but-
recently, the last couple of days.
Wasn't
Because the
that
last article I see from the Herald says that he could be picked up at any time. But I didn't see nothing about
So
that
they
he
were
was actually
protesting
picked
while
up.
he was still free?
That's the thing, the protest isn't just specifically for him, but I believe he sparked it.
Okay.
So like the whole situation with him sparked it. That's what I was saying before. If I believe if it was anybody else, there wouldn't be such a big hoopla and protest and all that kind of stuff about it.
But you need to listen to the interview and stuff after, man. Like that was one thing. 'cause
Okay, I going to inform myself. You know,
they
shout
did
out
provide
Shupo.
some clarity on it, man. Like mentioning that, just mention some of the other stuff that was going on, like some with this Denisio Wyatt person, and I don't remember the details on what was going on in that situation, but it was mentioning like a couple different injustices that was going on, and this is kind of like a culmination thing. It's like, yo, and on top of like the article I had mentioned where it's like this seems more like a trend and it's like this just the tipping point kind of thing. It's not like it's specifically just okay
Just him.
Theo,
Yeah.
and it's like looking at everybody else, all the other
Okay, well if that's the case, then you know
prominent
that
St.Maarteners who was in high position and think that
was cool. But I still firmly believe Theo is a catalyst of all this.
And do you let's not look at the investigation. Just let's throw that away. What do you all think?
About
about the government that's been running St. Maarten for 20 years?
How long you really want this podcast to go to?
No, like what do y'all, like, if y'all were tasked with doing any type of investigation, right?
But
What would be the what would be your pre-conclusions before you even start there?
Everybody gets in lockup.
Well,
Everybody. Toot moon. Whole crew gotta go. Everybody. But that, that's just me.
I mean, all of them things sound good while you're just talking, but in practice, in reality, is like, to say everybody, I feel like
It's obviously a blanket statement,
Yeah.
but most of them, by 75. Okay, let me not bash too much. 65% of them gotta go.
Like, my main thing would be is like our preconceived notions would be like, yo, I've heard a lot of stuff. Let's conduct this investigation and see what we uncover, type of thing. Because, like, growing up on the island, like I say, you just hear a lot of things about how the way the politicians come around during election time, and you do hear about all of it. That vote buying does go on. You do hear about it, but I don't got no first-hand stories and nothing like that.
And the best thing about it too, even if it was me, especially me personally, I'll be locking up some of my family too. 'Cause at least on my mother's side, okay. Could you say we's a political family? We involved, like, the La Vegas are known for being involved in politics, and like one of the biggest parties on St. Maarten was formed partially by one of my grandfathers here. Grandfather, great uncle. It's too far down. Yeah. So Clem LaBega and Claude Watty, they actually formed the DP party, and then from since then, like, DP has been in crap for
one of the most prominent parties.
Well, at least the past 2 decades, because like the past 5 years they ain't been what it was and stuff like that. So even me, I would be probably happy to lock up some of my family too, but they gotta go, Jad. I mean, I'm sorry, family, but you shouldn't be doing how you do it.
You see, you probably got more inside scoop than me and things like that.
You see, that's why maybe that's why I can say what I say.
You could speak with a little more confidence than me, but I mean, I said it numerous times. I ain't never seen nothing firsthand. Anyway. I heard a lot of stuff, and I ain't trying to lock nobody up based on something I heard. If there's no proof, if there's no evidence, people say lots of shit. Like,
but I see more than just hearing. But
let's say
I see more than just hearing. That's a strange statement.
Let's say what the information that you heard is true. Would you, if given the opportunity, would you A, lock them up, or B, which I think is a little bit more justified, just strip them of all the political power. They're never allowed to work in politics again.
Tell them to resign.
Don't lock them up.
Honestly, I'll be more on the side of that.
Yeah, I would think with that too. Cause
I think that
St.Maarten prison already overrun.
I think that's the better option.
Yeah, and political. I mean, okay. Unless you're embezzling like millions of dollars from the government, it means paying somebody $50 for a vote. That's not.
No, but I don't think
it depends what kind of charge you look at.
No, but I don't
think if it's a vote buying something versus embezzling something, then it's different. Because if you embezzling, then I feel like you stealing from taxpayers. And
no, but I mean, I'm not saying it's less than the other. But I mean, like, you don't put them. I don't find you should put them in the same group as like the murderers and the people that stealing and all that kind of stuff like that. You don't put them. I don't find you could group them together. I mean, a crime is a crime, but
it depends on what. Again, but that's why it depends on what the severity of the crime is and what they're being charged of, which we don't know about.
The one thing I would wonder then would be like, what would be the result? What would be the lesson that the people following them is like? Okay, cool. So you could just do this. Does that not perpetuate the same cycle potentially? If that was what was going on with the past, if you get them all out,
but then you would have to
never give them no like criminal punishment or anything.
I see what you're saying there, but then I think you would have to, after that, you would have to establish some type of rule to make sure that doesn't happen again. And if it happens again, then there's like the thing is, especially with St. Maarten, with a lot of islands, that like politics is generally still new. Like you can and you can't. And like, look, this is what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yo, in this whole thing is a rock and a hard
they
place.
were basically like the forefathers in politics in St. Maarten. Basically. And probably every country, the way politics started, corruption was just like hand in hand. Like that was just part of it in the beginning. I'm assuming. I don't know. I've never been in politics. I'm just
Still to this day.
yeah.
Even in more established
Yeah.
countries and shit over here in the US.
So
I mean, that's why we all upset about Russia and stuff as like interfering with their politics.
yeah.
Like it's the exact same thing potentially that they're protesting against in St. Maarten to some degree. Like outside nations interfering in our affairs, our governmental affairs and whatnot.
This is kind of different than that. Because the Netherlands
depends.
is outside, but at the same time, they're not.
True.
Yeah, that I
True.
get our point though. I don't know. Is it gonna be interesting to see the development? I go to say this. As much as I laughed that they didn't know the St. Maarten song and stuff like that.
I want to listen to this St. Maarten song at the end of this
Yo.
podcast. We
Oh, no.
closing the podcast, we all going to listen to the St. Maarten song.
I know about that. But
Why not? Teach me about your island chunk.
With that being said, I guess is a step forward as a people that they getting together and they protesting and stuff like that. So that is a good thing. So it seemed to see that St. Maarten people.
They care about stuff. Maybe not all the way enough to learn the lyrics of the St. song, but I'm sure that wasn't planned. I don't think they knew that we was going there to sing the song.
I am sure whoever was organizing how they come in a little semicircle and sing try to sing all together. It looked like it was planned.
But that's weird.
I don't think
it was,
everybody who showed up to the protest knew like, okay, we're going to be singing the St. Maarten song, so make sure you study up and
no, but my whole thing is the organizers knew, so at least communicate that to your
we
people.
got all these people, let's try it. But I don't think everybody.
They needed to give out sheet music.
They just needed to stick to chants. Like no justice, no peace, something like that. Simple stuff.
Oh God!
Keep it to like 4 bars maximum.
I need a good laugh. I go watch
But the
that
thing is,
again.
maybe because they're old.
No, they should know better. No.
I don't know the whole St. Maarten song.
No,
I know the whole St. Maarten song.
I don't know it, and I'm not going to go and pretend like I know it
Because
either.
oftentimes it's not the whole thing is rarely ever played.
Yeah, mostly the first. That's why everybody only know the first verse, because only the first verse is normally played, and then they have the chorus again, and then everybody sit back down.
Why did they not just do that?
That's a good question. That's a very
See, it wasn't planned.
That's a very good question. As a matter of fact, that's what they did. When they realized that people didn't know the second verse, they just went back to the first one.
Well, I mean, that's what you got to do. The show must go on. You can't let the people know you're slipping up.
Oh God.
So with that said,
No, but I gotta show you that video chat. No, but again, like I say, at least the whole protest and stuff like that coming about, and like people seem to be standing up for what they feel is injustice, which is a good step in a society, a small society, I find at least. But on this whole justice thing, right? Since we're on this whole law and order fuck.
Dum, dum.
Stupid.
if I had glasses, I would have done the whole like from Miami Vice. No, okay.
What?
Okay, nah, that's a whole different like movie culture.
CSI, CSI Miami or something.
Nah,
like that?
no.
The guy with the glasses.
Yeah, no.
He puts it on, and
no,
then he
no,
goes.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, you went with that one. But there's another incident. There's another incident on Savannah that happened a couple of days ago, where there was a father and his son driving in. I believe it was Point Blanche, and 2 fellas attempted to rob them by gunpoint. The father had a gun on him, and shots was fired. So he fired back. Oh no, he fired period, and like there was exchange, and one of the robbers ended up getting killed. With that being said, is anytime there's especially a young life, a loss of young life is not good. Is not something to think about. But he get what he deserved. Okay, no, that might be a little too harsh. He didn't get what he deserved. But
Get what was coming to.
but no, not even that. Even that is a little, to me, is a little far as well.
Was the robbery armed? Was it an
Yeah,
armed robbery?
yeah. So I wouldn't say he get what he deserved, but that's the risk you take. But
But
that, because I mean, saying like he deserved to die. That's
no, I'm not
that's
saying he
a little
deserves to
no,
die,
but like,
but I mean, if you're going to rob someone with a gun and someone pulls a gun at you, like,
Yeah.
if there was a cop there, the cop would have taken out his gun.
I mean,
And what
I,
if it's a very
I'm
similar
not
situation?
even a street person, and I know basically if you pull in a gun on somebody, you better be prepared to kill that person,
Yeah.
or expect that they might do the same to you. You threatening somebody's life, you can't be upset that this person. You can't control how somebody retaliates. You
I
punch
was-
somebody, you can't tell them how to punch you back. Like that's not how life works.
hey, you gotta hit me back, okay?
Like no, not in the face.
Not in the face, not in the face.
Something like that.
No, but
so
it's-
if you run up on somebody with a gun, I don't. Can you say it's armed robbery? Was it a gun, a knife? Like
No,
is show as a gun?
it was a gun. Well, the article say it was a gun
Well, even like
because it was shot. Because I didn't. But you see, as we say, I don't want to say that.
I
Yeah,
get where you're coming from
it's
because
good.
the penalty legally by law and all of these, the penalty for robbery is not death.
Death,
It's
yeah.
a certain amount of years you go
Yeah.
to jail. So I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, like I say,
No, I
laws
know-
of the street. You
I know,
run up
I
on
just-
somebody with a gun.
I just saying that to just make my next statements not seem so harsh. But I would have done the same. Fuck. I would have done the same. Especially you
if you
trying.
had it on you, but the only thing I would ask was it a legal gun, which is for some reason I doubt. I don't think there are any illegal guns on St.Maarten like that.
Nah, man.
Unless you are
Nah, man. You allow.
you can get gun permits on St.Maarten? I did not know that.
Once you're a business owner and have been robbed several times, you're allowed to you can apply for a permit.
So this man was probably a business owner.
I
'Cause
no,
usually-
that I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
no,
know. The article didn't say nothing
'cause
about
usually,
him.
Okay, usually when you're going to do armed robbery, like, okay, not all of the times, but most of the times, you hear things about a certain person. You're like, oh, you know, this man has money. Because when you go into like rob a person, there's a difference when robbing a person and robbing like a grocery store. Because a grocery store is legit like you just want everything that's in the cash register and you dip it.
Yeah, but I don't think. Yeah, but okay. I think where you going with that one is on the flies. Like you would have to do research. You know the person. You know.
Yeah, you know at least this man got a safe or got something.
Yeah,
you know,
but from the article, it seemed like these man hit like a jump out the bush type something and just hit a random car. I don't know if that's actually the case, but again, like I say, from how I read it from the article, like it was a car.
It was one person that tried to rob
No,
the
it's
person
two.
too,
It was two.
and the one other person got away.
Yeah, the other person see the plan I get shoot must be and then dip out. Like that to me that was the smartest thing they do for the whole night. He's do the for the whole night.
Yeah, if you
But-
want to continue living, I
Yeah,
assume.
but I mean, so I don't think he was specifically targeted. To me, I think they just
what was the penalty from the man that
they didn't say nothing. Like it wasn't
Did they
nothing.
even mention like if his gun was legal? Or
Nah,
not?
they didn't say nothing. They didn't say nothing about that. But like King was saying, even though it is possible to have a permit to carry a gun, what King was saying is mostly true. Is highly plausible that the gun was not registered or was not legal from the fellow who was
Who shot back.
Yeah, who shot back.
So-
but you come in to rob me, and I have my son at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Nah, I shoot him back too.
There is no
But-
the only thing about this thing is now he depending on if the gun is legal or not, and then also because it's Martin, right? There's similar laws as in the Netherlands.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like I don't know what the self-defense laws and stuff. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's-
they're the same necessarily like in
I
the
don't-
states.
I don't-
where-
yeah.
No, it's like
stand your
the
ground.
Netherlands. So like, you kill someone, you go into jail. That's just,
Even self-defense.
yeah.
I know there was an article recently like this. Something similar that happened in Belgium. I think it was. A jewelry store owner or something had get robbed and they shoot back, and like I saw a lot of people in the comments saying, you know, the person who defended the store probably gonna end up in jail, looking at how laws and stuff, how cases, and then you go in the states and it's like kind of crazy people in Den Haag doing all kind of nonsense with the country and blah blah blah, like usual comments on anything political.
I just think of this. My question to you: do you think what the father did was smart, taking into consideration the child was there?
Yes. Because you don't know, like
What?
it doesn't matter. Like the thing is, and I
don't-
can't say that it's smart. It's not smart, But at the same time, you do not know like what the intentions of these people them are.
Yeah.
But you see, that's
And the thing is, this
With
man,
an armed robbery. If
No, but
you
you
got
see-
a gun, that's potential for me to die. That could escalate beyond just a robbery. Like, here's my stuff, leave us alone.
but
type
the
of
thing is,
stuff.
you don't know what we don't know how these man them approach this man.
that too. We
And
don't
this
know
man-
if both of them had a gun either.
Yeah, and it's also like, by the looks of it, it was like they approached in a way that this man just went for his gun immediately.
But that's the thing. Okay, so now this is me playing devil's advocate. Would it not be smarter on the father to just give them what they wanted instead of endangering the son?
But
because
you don't know, but we
according
don't
to
know how the man, like, we don't know the situation.
true,
Yeah.
but it says shots was fired on both ends. So that mean put it that because okay, I think about it this way.
Maybe.
A straight bullet could have gone and hit the son.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing the man would have robbed would have worked. Could it take? Would be worth my son potentially getting shot.
It depends who fired the shots first. Let's say this man was in the car and he tried to ride away and then they shoot the car.
Yeah, I guess more context would have
Yeah,
to be.
there's so many situations.
Yeah,
you
there's
don't
a
know
lot
who
of
shot
difference
first.
But still, I mean in general, like generally speaking, y'all would go and shoot first.
No. Because I don't know.
It's like Wood say, it depends on too much that.
Yeah, it's like how did if they approach in a way like if you're seeing two people with a gun running towards your car.
Run them the fuck over.
No, you can't run. How you gonna run them the fuck over? Your windows got bulletproof windows or something?
Biggs, if they coming towards me, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, but you don't. Are you driving or is your car stationary? Are you going to start your car?
That's another good question. I don't know.
Like,
If he was. I don't know
at
if
that
he
point,
pull him
when it's-
over.
In that point, like I'm assuming the car is stationary. I don't know, but if the car is stationary, I see two people running with a gun. I have a gun in the car. I ain't gonna wait until they reach in a certain distance that I'm going to allow them. Like, I know my son's in the car, but I see two people with guns coming towards us. Yo, at that point, like
I don't know what the intentions are, but it probably ain't good.
Yeah.
But it's a funny something for real. Like I legit think like I would not like nothing
And also,
would be
depending what
worth.
type of car this man driving. This man driving a Hummer, no bullet going through that car.
But I guess it depends on the gun
It's
that
like
other
the
people
man
have
say,
too.
it depends on the whole.
Yeah, they got. So we hit a whole lot of depends
Is
there
it
just now. So,
justified? Like-
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't buy. Yeah.
That's why the article needed to be a little bit more.
But I mean, I guess I that was just like when it just happened. They probably gonna have a follow up after or something like that. But I don't know, because I trifle in between. But yeah, Scooter, I would bust back to versus by my kid in the car. They could potentially. I might be able to. I might shoot my own child.
Kind of like, honestly, with how that story is, with the information that we have, I just trying to think, like, how did that really go
You'd have to be
down?
really
Yeah.
retarded if you had to
Really,
shoot your own child.
if-
I'm just thinking about that.
The way I am imagining it, like if shots was fired on both sides, and this was a robbery attempt, I'm just trying to like, what kind of robbery attempt involves shots being fired on both
Both
sides?
sides.
I would imagine is like, if you come up to try the robbery, I don't know.
The thing is, the
How
only
do you-
way I could see this happening, like logically, is if this man them approach this man in some type of way that he just instinctively knew that these people them are coming to rob me, and he got the chance to take his gun.
Yeah, and then he shoot one, and then after the
Yeah.
one got shot, he's like, yo, we run, and he shoot back.
Yeah.
That's how I'm thinking it goes, that the robbers actually was the last person to shoot. That's how I am picturing it kind of going. We came to
Yeah,
rob
I don't-
you,
now-
you
now
pull
that
out
we
the gun,
actually-
shoot the one person, because
Now that
like,
we're
yo,
actually
I
going
don't know
through the
what it is that
timeline,
you're doing with
I
the
don't.
gun.
Yeah, I don't know how that would happen either.
Yeah, the boat shot back.
Yeah,
Or the one that got
You
shot
run up to
didn't.
somebody shooting to rob them. Like
Or
that's why I feel like if the
or-
robbers shot first, that's a way of thing. If you shoot to rob,
or maybe it was like one of those situations like, hey, give me your money, and then the other person was like, no, and then it was like verbal, and then it was altercation, and somebody says something, and then like somebody get
Pull out the
offended
gun.
and like bow, and then other person pull out like bow bow, and then somebody dead.
and
I
still
don't
in
know.
that situation, I'm thinking that homie who was the victim of the robbery would have shot first.
Maybe.
Like that's the only way I see it being like. Oh yeah, maybe like you said, they come run up on him, he try rob them, tell them give me all this stuff, he resisted, and then they shot and missed and thing, and then homie pull back and shoot and kill. Maybe it's like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then how close? Like,
That's another
That's why I'm
something.
like,
How,
did the
how
robbery
close?
victim not die?
Because it was outside.
Because
So
I'm
like,
assuming who coming to rob, they got a gun out first. They got to jump on the person who's the victim.
not
who's
only that,
unaware.
it was two of them.
yeah, but that's
So-
why that like.
Yeah, but
For me,
there's a lot of
for the
context
way
is
it
needed for
turned,
that
for the way
story.
it turned out, it had to be that this man seen
Anticipated it.
yeah,
And shot first.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the only like right now with the information given. That's the only way I could see this man coming out alive.
By good points.
Child ain't got hit neither.
Child, no, but
this man had
everybody
to-
was good.
Had to have
I
shot
trying to
first and then like
see-
took cover somewhere, behind the car or something.
I trying to see if I
Oh,
can
yeah,
find
Hummer.
Nah, it wasn't a Hummer. I was trying to
if it happened in
potentially.
a car, run up to the car, put the gun to the window, yeah, get out the car, give me things. When we realize, like, no, blam, one person dead, then the other person on the side start running or something.
Could be
Maybe like that.
Yeah. Maybe the gun was just concealed on the side. This man run up to this corner. This man pop off before this man even got a chance to like.
Yeah.
I kind
And
of
then,
hope.
but then still there was shots fired at both sides. Then maybe the other friend started shooting
I
at the
wonder
car
if I
and
tell you now,
the car
you-
bust off.
Bullshit about shots was fired on both sides. I'm pretty sure I'd see that though. By really looking back to see this,
You
to
know, it'd
see
be
it
funny
now.
if this man read the article and then
Nobody
comes to,
fired
like,
shots.
Nobody fired shots. You know, like,
Well, somebody dead, so obviously shots was fired
One shot.
because somebody was dead.
Because it was a snipper who be accurate like that.
So anyway, I can't find the article again. But yeah, so I don't know why. I still stuck between what would really happen or what would be my knee jerk reaction to it. Cause I would be like, oh shit, my son. And I'm like, oh shit, my son.
And we get back to the same thing, kind of.
Yeah.
How did it happen? Got too many what ifs.
Yeah, that was definitely true.
But alright, what else is on the docket for today? What else on the
you know,
agenda?
before we go down the list, I want to make an update. This is
Update.
regarding to a topic we spoke about like, a couple of weeks ago. With the whole Africans taking back the land and thing. And
I still find that funny.
when we talk about that discussion, like what's happening there, like they are talking about it. They're talking about ways how they can redistribute the land and make it fair for not just black Africans but also
Yes, there is such thing as white
white.
Africans.
Yeah, but in this sense, it's the farmers, the white farmers. So they, because right now, even like the percentage of like black and white farmers is like 80 to 20%, and
As in 20 being white?
80 being white and 20 being black.
Oh shit.
We're talking about the owners.
Oh, okay.
So they're trying to see, okay, how can we make it even, and that everybody has like the same like
I see lots of
equal opportunity.
contradictory stories.
Yeah, but this is from what I'm talking about right now. It came from the goose itself, came from the government, and the statements that they're making and what they're trying to do. And nothing is being done yet. People are being killed, yes, but when you look at like the average of everybody that's being killed, the percentage is the same throughout everybody. So it's not just white farmers, also black farmers. It's just there's
People just dying.
People just dying. It's a normal rate of the rate is normal.
It's a normal rate.
But what I mean with that is like people are taking that percentage and just making, like, you could say, for example, in Netherlands, 15% of Jewish people are got killed from January till August, something like that, or 15 people were killed. Anybody can take that headline and make it seem 15 Jews were killed in the Netherlands. That's the beginning of the genocide, you know. So that's what happened, especially with a lot of right-wing news outlets in the States, because what their end goal was trying to create white racial tension. That was their end goal.
Like, I saw lots of different. I saw this one documentary in particular that kind of said more or less what you said, because they was looking at it from both sides. Like they went and interviewed some of the white farmers and then asked them their opinion of how things going, and some of them were saying like, indeed it is, like they feel that some of it is spurred on by all of the what the EFF, I believe, is the name of the political organization. The people are all in their colors, red and stuff like that, and they feel as though a lot of the attacks and stuff that are happening on the farms is spurred on by that, is part racial hatred, not just like robberies or murders and stuff that happen like normally in crime, because they feel like some of the brutality of some of the killings and thing. And then they was looking at statistics to look at how many white farmers have been killed in like the last, I forget, over a span of time, but then like that same number was disputed by like, they wasn't sure exactly, because there was this one organization saying it was like 45, another one was saying maybe it was like 70, one was saying it's like 100, so they ain't sure, they just assuming it's somewhere like in the middle average from one of those, like some of them gotta be accurate, but some people like, I don't know, it's just debatable, because depending on who you ask, some people feel as though yes, they are taking back land because there is the organization or whatever that do believe, the EFF or whatever, they might not be the ones that's in power, but they are a political party that is fighting, engaging in like populism politics and then kind of appealing to the majority of the people. And a big part of that is one of the main issues that a lot of the black people in South Africa have is like, we still broke, we still poor, we don't got no land and things.
I understand that, but that's different than saying that the government is doing that, because the government is not doing that. You understand what I'm saying?
You mean the government in power?
The government, but the government in power is the one that makes decisions.
But there was also part of that was also like the EFF. There was people who was pushing it for a while, but then they felt as though, looking at how much it resonating with the people and thing, the other party, the one who was currently in power, the ANC, I believe, because that was the party of Nelson Mandela, who was ruling South Africa for however long, they were starting to adopt some of the policies and really feeling like, yeah, we do really need to look at this land thing. And
but
they were currently already trading with certain people, and it happened already to certain people that the government bought back the land from certain farmers and thing. The process was already started, but they saying no, we got to do without the compensation and thing.
No, like but that's true. They did say that, but how they're approaching it is like, okay, if you have the land and you ain't doing nothing with the land, or the land has been vacant for like I think 10 years or something like that. If like legit you just have the land on your name but you're doing nothing with it, we're just taking the land and we're not reimbursing you with it, because one, you ain't doing nothing with the land, you ain't making any money with the land, you only have the land on your name because of God
ancestors
knows,
basically passing it down.
Yes. So in that sense, they said yes, they're taking back the land, but they're not going to take back the land, one, if someone is really like using the land and like doing like agriculture and all the stuff with it, like they'll buy it back, but they won't just take the land without reimbursing it if you're actually active on it. So that was their whole like, because this man, the head of the government there in South Africa is very pro-business. This man's a billionaire, so a lot of his viewpoints are pro-business. So he's not gonna just like do something that turns the head of business because he wants more business to come in South Africa. So the things that he does, like he has that in the back of his mind. This man is a very interesting person, by the way. I don't agree with a lot of things he does, but it's a good read nonetheless.
I mean, technically so is Donald Trump, but I mean, as interesting.
I don't want to read about Donald Trump and his brain.
That's interesting.
His brain is not something I want to pick
in a different way.
Yeah, I want to pick it, but anyway.
Okay.
So how do you feel about that? About the situation?
How does that make you feel?
In South Africa? They have a point. There is a mass
disparity,
especially with the land. There needs to be a reset. There needs to be a reset button hits, but how the reset button is going to be hit,
needs to be a redistribution of it in some case.
But how that happens still needs to be discussed in better. I think it's not there yet, but at the same time we cannot just say fuck. Like, if it depends on how the things are going on and what's happening. Some places, yes, you just need to buy out and you don't have to give them any options to like if you want the land, if the government says I need this land, they pay for it, fine. That's my opinion. In certain circumstances, especially if, because what happened in the beginning, yes, is fucked up, but at the same time, there's been a lot of investments made. So it's
life. You got good and bad.
Yeah, I understand. And if I was the person making the decisions, I would also be like,
who the fuck is that one?
No, like legit, because like it's because when I was reading this, like I was being pulled on one side, and then at the same time I keep reading and I'm pulling the other side. There is no straightforward answer to how to solve this.
But that's the
if
thing,
there was,
either way,
it would have been done already.
In either solution, somebody gonna get fucked over. From how I looking at it, or not, okay, maybe not necessarily fucked over,
they
but
could fuck over less.
Somebody going to feel that they haven't been dealt with fairly. Whether it's the white people who getting the land taken away, or the people who getting the land taken away from, or the people who who don't feel like they're getting enough.
I think it's just some people are going to get fucked over, and some regardless, it just depends on how fucked over it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you take it back, if you're gonna take the land and don't reimburse the people at least for like all the equipment and all the stuff that they invested in that, I mean, it's kind of fucked up. At the same time, y'all stole the land in the beginning.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they
specifically didn't do it.
It's if this happened 5 years after they stole the land, nigga, you could even kill the fucking bastards because they killed people to get the land. I understand, but this is a whole different. It's a very tricky topic.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of emotions. The same type of emotions I had when I watched the movie yesterday. We watched. Shoutouts to that movie.
Which
I don't remember the name.
You need to go check BlacKkKlansman. That is a sick movie. I would recommend everybody to go and check it out. Whether
what's his name? Who it was?
I don't know any of the actors in it by name, but it's by
that
Spike Lee.
70s show, Topher Grace. He playing one of the white slave owners or something like that, I believe, in the movie.
No, you're.
No, I think
there's no slave owner.
Yeah, no.
Like one of the members of the Ku Klux Klan. I mean,
from that show.
Yes.
Topher Grace, the mean guy, who's with Donald, the nerdy guy.
He plays David Duke. He playing David Duke. Yeah.
Because I saw
shit, only now I really saying that. Yeah,
I saw a Sway interview where he was on it talking about the movie. Yeah.
How many times do I have to say yes?
You don't trust his judgment.
No, I don't. I don't. I can say that straight up. I don't.
When it comes to movies, dog, really?
No, I don't. Nothing.
When it comes to films, I like legit follow directors like. This
Who
was
was in the movie though?
Huh?
Who else was in the movie though? Because that was one of the things that had me curious.
It had a good bit of big actors. But I can't recall any of the other movies it was in.
Because Spike Lee, I mean, he's known for doing dope shit, except for the Chicago one. We'll just pretend like that one never happened. But other than that,
people are allowed to make mistakes and things. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, and especially where the ending is concerned, I find that's one of the best endings for a movie that I saw in a long time.
The whole thing is about some black dude who infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan and whatnot.
Yes.
Did something, I don't know what he did,
but yeah, is that practically he was a black guy, all pro
Clayton Bigsby,
all pro black, like had the afro and all that, and he get somebody to infiltrate the KKK and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to give away the plot too much, but it's a sick movie. I would definitely tell people to go and check that out.
Dave Chappelle skit with Clayton Bigsby.
Pretty much.
I didn't see that one. I don't think.
I feel like we talked about this before on the podcast as well.
It's similar in the sense, but
he was a blind black man that didn't really know that he was black, and he was hating black people. It was like a comedy thing.
The concept is similar, but the way they execute it is like completely different.
A black man just chilling with the Ku Klux Klan, got the hoods and thing. Nobody realized he was like one of the leaders and thing. Yeah. One of the known speakers. And
he
was a grand kill the niggers and all of them things. And then one day like his hood fall off and all of
he was black.
By it.
Yeah. They were like, nigger! And he was like, where? And he knew that he was a nigger, you know, like, yeah. That's the
So
irony of the movie.
nobody told him this. Like the whole.
Yo, that was a joke.
He grew up and
Oh,
raised in
yeah.
the South, and they figured, you know what, it's probably just easier if we raise him like this and thing instead of telling him he was black. It was some adoptions.
But yo, they had a good bit of hilarious movie. Yo, one
Was there
day
a lot of comedy in the movie?
for us,
Yeah. You know,
Was there moments that was intended to be funny, or was it like
You know,
was
no,
it
yeah,
actual
yeah,
jokes?
no,
it's
yeah,
legit
yeah,
intended to
yeah.
be funny, but it's
Yeah.
also like the amount of
Yo.
racism, like in just a sentence, dog.
Yo.
Like you would just laugh because like yo,
Like
yo.
you can't, yeah. Like you can't believe
Yeah.
they have, yo. But not only that is back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Like it would be one racial slur, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. But all of them is different, and in different ways, and it's just hilarious. Okay, maybe in retrospect, if you look,
Probably is not hilarious.
if you
If you
want,
analyze it.
if you really going deep into it, it's
Yeah.
not that funny.
There's
But on
certain
the
parts-
surface, I fuck was hilarious.
Like, what I liked about the movie, like, is certain parts, like when it comes to the racism, you laugh, but then in certain parts, dog, you look at it and you're like, yo,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, like wow.
like you can't
Wow.
laugh. Like I went from laughing like in 1 minute, and then the second, like it was just like
Okay, no, I was laughing the whole time. But
no, like there was like a certain part, especially when the old black man was talking there.
I had a little twist. Okay, no,
There's
but
a
that
part-
wasn't funny though. That
no, 'cause
wasn't.
there's a part where you see everybody sitting down with the things on, and then you laugh, and then they cut off, and then they cut back to the man.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
But
yeah.
anyway, I don't want to spoil it. You go
No,
see
but
this.
but they have specific moments as like supposed to be comedy, and they have tense moments that because it's just so tense, we was laughing, but the story of it itself, like especially what was saying that other part when one of the the older activists and the freedom fighters had come in and like give a speech and stuff like that.
But don't say
Oh
what
no,
it's
no. But he gave a speech and stuff like that, and the story he was saying was tense.
Yeah.
Like that, and
This is a King movie.
I'm
dog.
pretty. But yeah, this is a movie you would like, Self. I really think it's a movie you would like. But again, like I say, I would advise everybody, black, white, Haitian, Chinese, to go and see it.
And there were a bunch of people, like it was a pretty diverse.
I am
group
not
of
going to
people.
lie. They had some Caucasians walk into that movie. I was like, yo, do you know what movie you're looking at today? But it's good. It's good either way. Like no, like this just because you're a certain race. Or
I'm sure there was
don't
white
mean-
people who went and watched Black Panther and Selma and all of them.
Well,
type,
that's
but
different.
typically-
Of course, but I mean that just
that's
because
same, that's same, that's
just
same,
because
yeah.
you're white, don't mean like you're not allowed to go watch those kind of movies. As a matter of fact,
12 years a slave, all of them.
is more. I find it should be encouraged. Like white people should be checking those kind of movies to see how fucked up they was back then, and how their ancestors used to really be treating people and stuff like that. But
think they know.
There was a beginning of that movie. You know, they was so ironic. So
yeah, but
ironic.
there's a lot of irony in that movie.
Yo, it was like and these people them like they achieved their goal. No?
Yeah,
we laugh we think the KKK didn't achieve. They achieved their goal. Dog.
but
They achieved what they wanted to do from the beginning.
Which was
get down to
The
a
man
president.
sitting in the fucking office right now. That was the whole point.
But some people need to put on clothes, yo. Anyway, sorry for that. But
Shoutouts.
in each way, check the movie out. I definitely recommend it to people.
all right. So you're hour and 12 minutes in. Shall we tackle another topic?
I mean, since we're on the whole law and order aspect, well, since that was kind of been like the
theme of the show.
the theme of the episode. Who
Can we call it Law and Order, please?
no, God.
Can
damn
you
it,
please
what
call
was it?
this episode Law and
We
Order?
got this. We don't name the episodes first of all.
I mean, can we not just do it for once?
No, they had this chick. they got it. What it was? Former college student gets sentenced to a year in jail after she lied about being raped by 2 black athletes.
A year. She should have got the same amount of years that these honorable
What
black
what-
gentlemen would have got if they were accused of rape.
What was she charged with, though?
Lying.
Lying, I guess, or perjury. Nah, maybe perjury.
I mean,
I don't know. I just seen
It
what the
depends
article.
where she
article
lied.
said.
If she lied when it was like, okay, you're on the stand and in court,
Oh yeah,
and
then it would
stuff
be
like that, then it's
perjury.
perjury.
Yeah.
But if you just falsifying a police report or something like that, that's I don't know if that's a crime or something.
it is.
It depends if you're making a false 911 call and stuff. Like,
Let me see.
I'm not a
But
lawyer.
You know,
I don't know
what the
all
thing.
of what
You know what the
is.
thing about this whole thing is.
I just want to know what's the crime she actually committed.
What she accused these two fellas of doing would have destroyed their lives.
It did.
It probably look.
What is Tron? Not rape allegations? Like,
You
That-
sexual predator, like you will be. That's going to be a stain on you for the
Yo,
rest of your life.
Two things you never want to be known as: pedophile and a sex offender.
well, but they both sex offenders, technically
Yes.
speaking. But
Just
I mean,
one
I know
is-
what he's
yeah.
trying to
Okay,
say.
okay.
I know what you're trying
let me
to say.
rephrase that then.
Rapist and a pedophile.
Yeah, a rapist and a pedophile. Could
Or a sexual assaulter.
Not,
I mean, they're
not
all
sexual
actually the
assault.
same thing. But anyway,
No, it's not the same. They involve the same thing, but it's not the
they
same.
all rape.
Pedophilia isn't necessarily rape. It depends on what
I understand.
country it
Yeah,
may be
yeah,
in.
yeah,
Was
yeah.
there consent laws and stuff that
But
might
I don't-
allow it?
but I
But
don't-
then
I-
it's statutory and it's a different. I don't know.
Yeah, that's no by
Anyway, yeah,
that.
let's not go too deep in this rabbit hole. I
No.
just find she should have gotten the same amount of years
Okay,
that
wait,
the guys would have
wait.
gotten if they were accused of rape.
Yeah, okay. So she was sentenced to a year in jail for lying about being raped by two black athletes. Yeah, for lying.
But
Yeah, but what
did
was she
lie
charged
in-
with?
Um,
Like that would be the headline, but I mean the actual charge. That's what I'm curious about.
Did she lie in I have a feeling she lied in court as well.
Because like that would be the interesting thing about like law and order, or just
Lying
like
about being
the
raped.
study of law in general. Because oftentimes it's like, okay, what did they do? But it's like, what are you charging the person with? What can you actually prove to get this person to go to jail? Oftentimes those two things are not one and the
Yeah.
same.
But also have to keep in mind this is the US and she's white, so laws
Nah,
don't
they
apply the
don't-
same to
they
her
don't
as other people.
They don't say what
With
she
different
was
colours.
formally charged with. But
Keep in mind this is the same country that brought the kid that shot a whole church to McDonald's and get a Happy Meal. So
Yeah.
when it comes to law and order, when it comes to the white race, there, I saw only like a black man. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Am I rubbing off on you?
When it comes to the states, I don't trust when it comes to racial things. I don't trust the law system that well because oftentimes they're not. It's been a very sketchy.
But with that being said, at least
She got a year.
yeah, at least something. Okay, cool. It might not be as much as we think.
I feel
But
like she should be charged with like she should be stamped like braided with like a liar. You're
You're a
like,
liar.
Just like pedophiles and things have like a stamper for life. She,
Registered sex offenders and
yeah,
whatnot.
she should be a registered liar.
You're a registered liar. The whole world will be registered.
So every time she goes somewhere, she gotta introduce herself. Hey,
Like, hey,
I
I'm
can't
a
be
liar.
trusted. I
Yeah.
lie.
Like, hello,
Or you
my
should-
name is
there should
so
be
and
like
I'm a liar.
There should be some type of concept. Like I don't feel like because I feel like she's going to be there for max 3 months, and she's gonna get out for good behavior. Or
Brock
something.
Turner shit.
Yeah, like when you see a person go in jail for a year, you already know okay they ain't gonna be staying there for a year.
Yeah, not
They gonna
not
stay
full,
for
yeah.
3 to 4 months, and then they go and be like house arrest for a couple of weeks, months, and then they're free.
She can get out on good behavior.
Yeah, yeah.
My
And
mean,
what will she learn?
at least it's better than that influenza kid or whatever the one that was calling him. I forget what was the initial crime that this man committed, but then they let him go. I think he had run over some people or some crazy shit. And then they let him out because they felt that he came from a super rich family, and the way he was raised and stuff like that, he was always insulated from consequences and thing. And this was legitimate, the argument that he used to get the man to let the man free because he didn't know he was committing a crime because he was raised so spoiled and protected and sheltered
How?
that you didn't know about understand your consequences.
was
So
this
it's like
decided
they
by-
couldn't prove intent or some nonsense.
Was
like
this
that.
decided by a judge or a jury?
I
If
don't
you know.
remember, but
Either way,
was ridiculous.
how do
like
you
Google the influencer kid.
how do you as a person?
Affluencer, not influence. Influencer is the flu. Affluencer is the thing about you come from affluent parents. But yeah, It was a crazy. And then the
I
thing
was
is,
gonna question
after he
it, though,
got
but I
out,
was like, boy, I was leaving it
after
alone.
he got out, he and his mother went somewhere and they got caught in Mexico committing another set of crimes and shit. And then they got
What?
locked up. Like, it's a crazy situation that don't make no sense. And it's like, it just screams white privilege.
I mean, that's
You
most
got
probably
away
what.
from being too rich. Like, that's literally
How?
the defense that was
How
used.
do
He
you
was
let
too rich,
somebody go? How
so
do
was
you
unable to understand.
How do you buy that bullshit? How? How do you, as a person, in my,
This is the way the legal system works.
it.
The US specifically.
Would you find anything? No.
I didn't look. I didn't want to search it. You know, like I done with this. I done. Like,
So that's the
legit.
place where you're wrapping up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think this is good. So, like always, everybody, thanks again for listening to the whole hour. Anything you want to put down, King? Because you look like you still want to say something.
Yeah, because this is one thing that I was actually meant to bring it up like way early in the podcast, not all the way at the end. But I mean, the song dropping tomorrow. I don't know if y'all saw like the post on IG, but
Oh, I didn't.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
posted a picture and stuff of the artwork of the song that I plan to drop tomorrow. And that's still going on. It's probably going to drop. I was contemplating putting it at the end of this video because, I mean, when we record, it'll be out by the time it airs and stuff once it's finished editing and all of that. So I was thinking about putting it at the end of this, but I ain't know yet. But either way, Real by the Three Conscious Cats is coming out on September 1st. Whenever you hear it, it's probably going to be after that date. But any case, make sure you go listen to that, check it out, all of that. And FBR is already out, so listen to that too. Woods, you touch 1,000 blaze?
But yeah, I smashed 1,000. I'm at 1,009 again, or 1,010.
So,
I would like to thank
watermelon then.
Yeah.
Melons are.
It's something is coming out soon, next week.
Okay then.
I wanted to have everything done this week, but because of life and school, I could not finish
God,
certain
that S
things.
word.
So we working on it. But I would like to invite everybody to come to the
No,
Hague.
it don't make sense. Because by the time they hear it, they don't know.
Well, I would like to thank everybody who
For
came
coming.
through
Yeah,
this Saturday
that's self.
at the Hague. I'm going to have a 6 set. So for those that were there, they will know, and you will see videos.
So I guess for next week, we'll be hitting the review of that. How it went.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, like the concept of this party, like I hope
It's tropical fusion or island fusion.
it's
something
island
like that?
fusion. Like
But it's not just that. It's a whole.
Yeah,
it's like 14 clubs.
It's like just imagine
it's a
if
bar- it's a
every
big
club
bar- club
in
hub.
Amsterdam say, okay, we all throw in one type of party, and you could legit go to every one of those clubs
for free.
for free.
Let's keep that in mind. For
Okay.
free.
It's like a club hopping, and we are playing like that's where all the most of the Caribbean people going to go. Because one, it's a Caribbean party, first of all, and a bunch of Dutch people are gonna go to because it's a Caribbean party, and the music is going to be very
Caribbean?
no, there's true. But I mean, in the sense of like when you say a Caribbean party, you ain't just
You
going
get
to hear one.
variation.
Yes.
Lots of
So
variety.
is it possible we might actually hear soca too?
Yeah, you're going to hear everything. It's from Latin all the way down to soca, hip hop, R&B,
Okay.
So you
dancehall.
can just run the red, mix it, and just go there and put it on.
Just leave it.
Basically, yeah.
So yeah, so that going on.
got anything
I
going on?
don't have nothing to plug.
You dropping your recycling PSA or whatever at the end of this one?
Oh, not. No, I mean I don't have nothing to promote, but I mean with that being said, again, I'd say I'm gonna keep on this for the next couple of weeks. So anybody who going down to St.Maarten or there already that listening to it, y'all should. I really recommend or highly
Encourage.
Yes, that one. Hey, you've been helping me a lot with my vocabulary here today. I appreciate it. Encourage everybody to go check not only the Green Box but any other organization that's doing something for the island. For the island, because like I've been saying, we cannot keep waiting for government to do something. Is not going to work. Obviously, we see how backwards shit does go. So it ends with us and starts with us. And something I wanted to say as well, I keep forgetting to say, this also applies to me. Whenever I do touch down at St.Maarten, I will be contacting people as well and doing my part as well. So I'm not just saying this to, for no bullshit.
But it would probably be good if we provided a list and stuff like that, or at least had a couple of them. You know, I know there's the SXM dude, there's Lions,
for next
Leo's
week. Next week, I'm get that for next
Green
week.
Box, like
For the next episode, for the next podcast, I
Nature Foundation.
have
Pick
that
somebody in volunteer.
Hey. You know,
we've
shout
been
out to
hearing
the
Nature Foundation underfunded, and they could use some help and stuff.
Shout out to the Nature Foundation. But yeah,
I think that's it.
that's about it on my end. Y'all could check us out on Facebook, the link up,
Yeah, the link up 392.
and that's on Instagram. Yeah.
I'm Mr. King 392. That's
Why
my
is
big
everything like
super stressed.
Yeah, no, it's not stressed. Like everybody's like
All over the place.
confused.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
all over the place today. We apologize. But it's just one of those episodes. But if you've been following the link up for a while, this is not necessarily new.
Follow me on What's Chosen everything.
Yeah. And Mr. _Big on Instagram. Y'all don't need my Facebook.
Yes. And I think that's everything. So with that, we'll see you the next time we link up.
Bless.
Bye.
Yes.